Welcome to another Bobzee Hour, episode 19. Coming up, we're asking, have you ever consulted a fortune teller, a medium, a psychic, someone that offers to tell you your future? I'm interested to know your thoughts on that, if you have or not. We'll also be looking at a celebrity sufferer and the royal reward that they received following the media invasion into the health plight of one particular man. Do you know who I'm talking about? I think the words OBE or MBE, something like that. They were awarded something for the media invasion. Another subject, more bully spit. We've seen a verdict reached in a very high-profile missing person case, and by a very strange coincidence, another missing person is now dominating the local news where I am, and I want to have a look at that and see if there's any comparisons. Is it just coincidence? What's going to follow it? Because this story, one person going missing for 3 days, is never great, but it does not garner the type of police response that this particular story has. Absolutely insane looking at it. Right, also, we're going to have a look at how I avoided a strike. I think we'll start with that. Of course, this intro may make it sound like I'm quite into the news, the mainstream. I don't. The only way I hear about these news stories are when they basically become forced upon us in... They're forced upon us in places like social media, television, the people around me discussing it, and that's how I heard about my local one. I don't involve myself with the conversations or discussions on, oh, did you hear about poor Nicola Bully or whatever? Because many people would be not only upset but quite irritated to hear that like this sorrow and the admiration that they've got for these big names is completely misplaced. So I save it. I save those rants, those times, those discussions for places such as this, the Bobzee Hour. These subjects are kind of so grim that you almost can't touch them. I mean, how dare someone question the disappearance of a person? Are you sort of suggesting that it's not important we track him down? Which, of course, is not the case. Right, yeah. First of all, then, let me just bring up this image of the... I appealed a strike that I had due to medical misinformation, which is... it's a regular one. I think pretty much every video I've had taken down is because of medical misinformation. Where's that image? Let me just bring it up and I'll share my... screen, and I'll show you the exact method I used for basically getting it back. Why can't I see anything? Hang on, I'll share my display. I do hope the audio sounds okay. If anyone's got any feedback on such things, please let me know. Oh, hang on, where are we? We're supposed to be looking at my letter. Yes, so this was yesterday. I got this this email from Google. Can I zoom in? Sorry if the resolution's quite low. It's the usual stuff. Community guidelines. You won't be able to do things like upload. It was the Sabbath breaking coronation. I don't know if you can see it there. Sabbath breaking coronation, Bobzee Hour, medical misinformation, 28th of June. Would you like to appeal? I thought, yeah, why not? Can't hurt. And this is the response I gave. Excuse me 1 second. Right. Okay, it says, I understand the reason for removing the content, but do ask, as I was not given any opinions or diagnoses regarding health issues, if the strike could be removed. My content does touch on a whole range of subjects, and I often repeat comments that I hear in the audience, and I give an honest response to them. I do not believe I offered any misinformation, and in future I'll not allow any talk against the World Health Organization or bring to mind any suggestion that they should ever be questioned, and will firmly censor anyone that attempts to do so. I thought, show them, I'll sell out for you, I'll silence people, I won't let them leave such comments, and if they do, I won't be reading them. Of course I will. I love your comments. On that note, actually, if anyone's got anything... Oh, apologies there. I think we had a loss of audio. Right. We are, yeah, what are we going to start with? Apparently, there's a couple of things. Oh. We could either start by looking at Nicola Booley and how they came to a verdict on her. Let's just bring up that story a minute. Yeah, this story got the sort of attention that generally at one missing person you wouldn't see such a over the top coverage. Every single day this person's face is on the front of a newspaper, a face which you can kind of say, do you see the mouth? Do you see the corners of the mouth there? That isn't what a human face looks like. Right, can we bring it up a bit better? That is not a human mouth. These people are not dealing in reality, I'm afraid. Where's the other one? I mean, even in this one. Okay, so, yeah, what did they come to the conclusion of? I'm pretty sure it went to... Hang on. I'm pretty sure I heard something about they gave a verdict this week. Why isn't that coming up? Oh, because I put the words GoFundMe in the name. Right, the inquest. Nothing in her medical records suggested she was suicidal. So they finally decided this was a complete accident. So give the poor woman a break. Give her family a break. This is a family that would happily appear on the news with every chance they got. Hang on, let me try and close this 1 second. Right. They believe she was trying to put a harness. Okay, let me just check that's lined up. No, it isn't. Just as well I checked, hey. Could have been doing the whole stream and you not even seeing half the screen. That would kind of be typical of a Bobzee hour, to be honest. Hopefully not, though. Let me see. Can you read everything? Yeah, I think you can. But we could line that page up much better, and we will do before we start. Oh my goodness. I've always got a drink next to me when I do these live streams because my mouth dries up. So I'm going to have to ask for your patience while I literally spend 30 seconds just grabbing my drink. Can I put any... Okay, I'm going to give you a quick while I'm away video, and I'll be back in literally 1 minute to 30 seconds. Areas of it. You really think they can take your heart out, monitor and control your blood in the same way as your human heart? Maybe they've tried it. And sisters in a minute. Well, I'm going to get them out one at a time. But yeah, this is... I don't think we're going to see his face, but... Do you want to turn around? I don't want to keep him out from his... Okay, he's going back in. We do try to handle them about once, a couple of times a day, just to make sure they get used to humans. Yeah, hi to... I think I saw Mudlark in the chat. I don't actually see the live chat. Let me see, can I bring it up? Oh, hang on, that didn't work. But yeah, greetings, mudlark. Yeah, we're just trying to meet these little creatures. Here is a much more confident one. This is, oh, what do we call you, Jerry? Because our other tabby's Tom, and this. Okay, my apologies for that interruption. Sorry, I can't talk for an hour without a drink next to me. So yeah, we'll go back to this story. We can now finally get the stream on track. Let me see. Okay, the 45-year-old disappeared after dropping her daughters, 6 and 9, at school January 27th, 7 months ago, before taking their usual dog walk along the river and Wyre in Lancashire. I'm sure you all know the case. They have detailed this woman's last moments meticulously. Every second of her day seems to be accounted for. Her phone, which was still up. This is for a person who there was no suspects of foul play. Why the police were even involved in this, but the police were given daily updates. I mean, this is not a criminal matter. This is a woman going missing. Anyway, experts say she would have died in seconds due to the shock of entering the freezing water. Given evidence, her partner, Paul, and so I'm just to make this point, I have nothing but the deepest sympathy for anyone that would have lost a family member in such circumstances. I know they do happen. People do fall in rivers, of course they do. And I'm not, but this particular one, this isn't reality, how this story played out with Nicola. And another thing that's happened quite recently, which we're going to look at after this by comparison, happened in exactly the same week as this verdict was made. Someone happened to go missing in my local area. The BBC News were down reporting on it, and I was in the room when my wife was watching it on TV. We even ended up having a bit of a not heated discussion. She told me, look, you're annoying me now, stop talking about it, I don't want to hear it, this is real. And because I was pointing out some of the possible, why to me it appears unrealistic. And I said to her, report me missing tomorrow and see if in 3 days we've got what did the BBC claim? I'm going to go on to that story because we all know this story about Nicola. If not, it's been covered. Right. Fiona Edson, I'm quite curious to bring up numerology calculator. What do you think? I haven't done this yet, but I did say to her, because I sat down, when it's your local town and it's on the news, it is just out of curiosity. You do look to see if you watch it. Oh look, there's the park we walk through every day, and the police are there now. Anyway, Fiona Edson, and as I said, a bit of a disagreement with my wife, who would not accept it was not legit or not as claimed. 46, 48. Edson's a 24. Okay, we haven't had the 23 or 33 or 36. What's Fiona? Fiona's a 22. Okay, I know it's very easy to say this after we've done the calculator, but I do say 22s, 23s, 33s, and any dual numbers seem to dominate these cases. But one name, okay, on its own means absolutely nothing. This story, I want to see if I can find the BBC's coverage of it. They did say, unlike Nicola, what was her name? Fiona Edson. I can't even spell woman, goodness me. Fiona Edson, BBC. If I can find the... where are we? Yeah, I particularly want, just because the way he even called it an operation, the way they were talking about it. But yeah, the police are involved in a missing person. Why? They're not suspecting foul play, are they? Is she found yet? Again, draw your own conclusions. In the event that this is actually someone who's gone missing, obviously I would have nothing but sympathy. And but I just cannot believe the over-the-top coverage it gets. And as I said, yeah, report me missing for 3 days, and I might have a poster up in the local bus shelter, but they wouldn't be reporting it on BBC News. Fiona Edson is missing. A mysterious disappearance that has captivated the community. Yeah, because you've absolutely forced it on them. No getting away from this one. The police are everywhere in the local high street, and we were there the other day and were unsure why there were so many police cars constantly driving around, including what I remember someone describing as the fake police, where just after Manchester and London events took place, a lot of more police suddenly came on the scene, and they were driving around in these like not people carriers, like 4x4s, the sort of thing that prisoners don't get taken away in. And someone said, oh yeah, that's the fake police, and can't disagree that the guns they carried around, yeah, fake guns as well. I don't know how I got into that subject, but wow, the live chat is extremely quiet tonight. Oh, Tony Whitcomb, thank you ever so much for tuning in. I lost your brother 3 weeks ago today. He had the slab jab and died in his sleep. He had a heart attack. Do you know what? I'm really sorry to hear of your loss, Tony. We're gonna, in fact, tonight's title is about people seeking fortune tellers, and I want to relay an interaction I had with people. I didn't claim to be fortune tellers. I had to tell them, you're not fortune tellers. Which, yeah, involved a personal, a loss of a very close, immediate family member, as it were. So we will touch on that. But Tony, I am hugely sorry to hear that. And I believe they claimed it was a heart attack. Who knows? That wasn't the reason. There's a whole long story as to why they ended up in the fortune teller's lounge. I'm not going to go into it now. Anyway, I don't know if this woman exists. Jill 55. That's not much again on its own. Just a couple of numbers. At the time of her disappearance, she was wearing a khaki cotton shirt and blue denim shorts. You would think they would have CCTV. I'm sure they'll bring that out sooner or later. Efforts are underway to find her. This story does not do it justice, when maybe they'll go on to say about how they bought sniffer dogs in from Hampshire, and they're using all this new drone technology to help try and find her, really making a massive deal on the news about the drones that they were using. So don't be surprised if you see a drone flying overhead. It's not spying on you, it's just looking for the latest person that's gone missing, of course. What I also predict, do you know what happened after the disappearance of Sarah Bully? They installed railings all the way along the river. What do you think is going to happen in my local town following this? I'm predicting, don't always get my predictions right. I'm not a fortune teller, I'm just what I believe is going to come. They're going to put railings up all along the river following this, because they believe, let me go back, sorry to keep skipping back and forward, I know it's a bit disorientating. Right, they haven't said Monkton Park, which is along a river. There's basically a river that goes through the town. Riding a grey mobility scooter, she had we know what she looks like. Wiltshire Police, in conjunction with the Wiltshire Fire and Rescue and dedicated volunteers from Wiltshire Search and Rescue, have launched an extensive search operation spanning Chippenham and Calne areas. One person goes missing, they do not get all these people out to search for them. Detective Inspector Mark Kent. Do you know what? You ring the police to report someone missing after 3 days. They would say, are they an adult? Yep. Have you any reason to believe a violent criminal event's taken place? Otherwise, is it even a police matter? I'm not sure. It's not criminal activity, that's for sure. Mark Kent expressed deep concern for her welfare, providing unwavering support to her family, who, they did point out, did not want to be interviewed, which is fair enough. Collaborative efforts of volunteers leave no stone unturned in the quest to locate Fiona. Yeah, they're making this. I don't believe it's gone as big as Nicola Bulley, but in this local area, it's all in, it's considered a big deal, as it were. Look, the police, the fire and rescue. Is there a fire taking place? Who rang them? Wilsar, they've gone on about these people a second time. She was last sighted leaving her Monkton Park residence on a mobility scooter, but her whereabouts remain a mystery. This person may well have existed in my town, but I don't know. I'd have to have a closer look at some of the images. Or if it becomes a huge, great big story like Nicola, then... Right, let's see. If I go to BBC West, we'll see if it was top of the... it was the main thing they talked about on the news yesterday. Not that I watch it, but as I said, it was on. It was a local thing, so I did... Does she get a mention on the front page? No. I bet Nicola Bulley would have. Goodness me, this is all they were talking about. Episodes. Anyone would think it was... Right, 29th. What were we yesterday? 28th. Late news. Is there no more? Is that all I'm able to watch? I no doubt they mentioned it in this. We'll see if they went into... Sorry to share the news with you. I know nobody wants to see this crud. I'm going to have... Actually, am I able to play the iPlayer? I'm not sure. I'm not going to, just for copyright reasons. I would rather play the same thing on YouTube. Goodness me, it's gone from the news now. Yesterday, it was everywhere. Now it's gone. Tony says, Bulley is attached to Finchley Road Companies. They had to get rid of her. Okay, yeah. To be honest, I haven't looked close into... I say we all know the story, but to be honest, I don't. Right, what was that woman's name? Fiona... I've forgotten already. Fiona Edson. Nope, she... wow, it's gone from being the main story yesterday to just being completely forgotten about by the looks of it today. Hey, such is life. Perhaps that operation took its time. Yeah, to the subject of fortune tellers. Well, as I said in the introduction as well tonight, we're going to look at another celebrity couple, celebrity sufferers, celebrity misery endurers, people who would have us believe they are superheroes. Oh, yeah. I see Tony shushing me. Thank you. I don't want to get another strike. Okay, that is not getting mentioned. That's crazy. I am a bit surprised. I mean, it could be in one of these stories, but... Right, someone apparently got an award from the Queen for taking part in one event. Kate Garraway, one of the artificial figures that have been selling. This woman, this person, this entity, and her supposed husband, who to me looks more like he's had a stroke. Not that I would ever want to make a diagnosis, just a thought that crossed my mind. Her husband's illness earned her an MBE. How does that work? Your husband was so sick, we're going to give you an MBE? No, I don't think so. I don't believe that's what it takes to get MBEs. Bear in mind, this woman, in order to keep selling us and encouraging us to take any treatment plan they made available, she sold the idea, like really in depth sold it. She sat on she was interviewed from her garden on Good Morning Bullcrap Britain and told about how horrible her husband's health is, and she hasn't stopped talking about it. It's almost to the point that in a real world of situation, it would be obscene. What do you mean you bought cameras in to film your husband in a state of such poor health? What's wrong with you? But anyway, in reality, she receives an MBE for doing it. She shared her unbridled excitement that her husband, Derek Draper, was able to join her at Windsor Castle. Yeah, because he's not really ill. It's just someone they can wheel out anytime they want. These people are superheroes. They can have any ailment, any illness you want. That won't stop them going to Ascot or the horse races or to meet Prince William or some other nonsense. Doesn't matter if it's the day after they were attacked by terrorists on London Bridge or Borough Market, Roy Larner. Doesn't matter that you have to have an operation for a punctured lung later that day. You can still come on GMTV. Nothing weird about that. Yeah, I believe Kate. Well, I don't know if Kate Garraway no doubt would have met the guy. Thank you, Tony, for saying the stuff I put up about fake babies was good. Glad you enjoyed it. I don't think it's not a popular subject yet, but maybe at some point it will, if it does become more apparent that other people care that celebrities are lying about their babies, then at least I can say, yeah, I have already mentioned that. But in terms of popularity, no one gives two spits about it. Those videos don't get a click. But I can live with that. I'm not saying I said it first. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first person. The only times I have... one time, which was a bit of a flip. We'd had Meghan, of course, carrying her fake belly button. And after that, you kind of start seeing them everywhere. And there was a story about a couple, the first couple to give birth during or with Bullspit 19. And of course they were filmed coming out of a hospital, everyone applauding them, and people are calling it out as rubbish, but no one mentioned that it's blatantly a doll the person's carrying. So that's where I picked up on that, I would say. But thank you, Tony. I hope you're doing well in our quizzes that I'm putting up as shorts videos. Right. Pictures show Derek beaming from his wheelchair as he watched his wife receive the award. I think he fist bumped her. I'm sorry you can't see more of this screen. I'm sorry it's got... Yeah, this... Hang on. Can we still see the pictures if we put it like this? Nope. They take all the pictures out. So we do, unfortunately, need to look at it like this. Yeah, couldn't be happier. I do want to see the picture of Derek, like, fist bumping, because it just looks a bit strange. In that moment, Prince William asked how Derek was, and Kate continued. I said, well, he's here. And then they looked at each other, and Derek burst into tears. Okay, fair enough. The Good Morning Britain, because they don't want it to get too friendly. That line was either going to go burst into tears or burst into hysterics. In reality, yeah, they're much more likely to be laughing at this stuff than anyone. How patronising is this? Derek appeared in a dapper blue suit. Kate donned a gorgeous maxi dress with a belt cinching her waist and delicate pearl details around her neck. My goodness, are they selling this person, these people, as royalty? What is that? Come on, look how short that guy's arms are. So, okay, perhaps the camera was held at a funny angle. Is she supposed to be pregnant? I think she is. This is meant to be Kate Garraway pregnant. What a joke. Yeah, it was fake from the beginning. I'm sorry, that picture... I'm struggling with that one. Look at this hair. That to me looks like a theatrical hairpiece has been attached just there. And yeah, probably attached to the side of his head also. Kate and her pregnancy bump. I bet there's lots of pictures on social media. That is all I'll say on that one. Right. Yeah, the pair who have been married for 18 years both contracted it at the very start. Yeah, they were big names for making sure everyone knew about that particular situation. And as Tony says, it's got real consequences. These stories do have real consequences to people, because they do take it so, they believe, oh, Kate and her husband turning up at Buckingham Palace, he must be very ill. But if you're that ill to the point where you burst into tears every time you have to go out, then okay, whatever. Yep. Having lost most of his muscles due to being in a coma, it's a horrible, tragic story, and real people go through it. Absolutely agree with that. This couple's account of Derek's illness is not, as it were, cutting the mustard. It's not real life. You don't just open your family up to that kind of invasion, like letting camera crews come and film you changing your husband's padding. It's not great. Right. But they all consulted a medium. They all went to somebody who claimed they could predict the future. And I'm going to say, let's call them witch doctors. We're talking about, people that predict the future here. I'm not talking about any one particular. No one that might happen to work in a particular surgery. That's not the right word. I don't know. Witch doctors work in, is it caverns or whatever they work out of? I don't know. They invite you to come in. And you say, I want to find out, am I going to be healthy for the next year? And they say, do you know what? We'll take a prick of your blood and we'll tell you. And this witch doctor takes your prick of blood, drops it onto his magic board and mixes it up with one of his special potions. And from that, a couple of weeks later, phones you up and says, oh, do you want to come back into the surgery? Come back into my witchcraft lair? And then he will tell you, yes, I predict your life is going to be like this. And once you give them that power, then you can't blame them for abusing it. When witch doctors are financially encouraged to, witch doctors, it's a mental thing. The Bible obviously teaches against divination or consulting mediums. And when you go to someone and ask them about your future, you're consulting a medium, as far as I'm concerned. Right. Tony says, Nathan didn't send me. You were good un, sir. Thank you, Tony. That's very kind of you to say. It looks like you're the only person that wants to tune in tonight, though. That's typical. But I appreciate you being here, Tony. Thank you ever so much for watching. Yeah, we've got 5 more of these hours, and then we'll have a full 24 Bobzee hours, and then we'll and then we'll end the series, as it were, and see where we go from there. Whether we'll do a second series, I'll certainly keep doing my Sunday night live streams. That I have to get that off my chest, as I say. Otherwise, I get into discussions with people about this, and I can't vent. So I start, getting angry. Well, I'm not getting angry. I don't let it get to me. If things are starting to irritate you or wind you up, it's time to turn your back on it. Don't want to listen to this. So I choose not to. However, I do allow myself an hour just to, an hour every Sunday night, a couple of hours where I do indulge in the mainstream media, but with maximum scrutiny, like my scrutinizer gauge set to maximum, like not believe a word of it. For this picture, this random video here, open link in new tab, Gogglebox. No way would Channel 4 make a program where it appears that we're seeing into people's homes, but really it's just a load of actors. A bit like, what was that program they did at Benefit Street? Was that Liverpool or Manchester? It was a street where they supposedly sent a camera crew to film all the, I'm not going to say down and outs, but that was how they were presented on this program. I think they called it Benefit Britain or so, I don't know. Right. Yeah, never even looked at this person, but it's always on Instagram. Scarlett Moffat. We could go on there ourselves. I can't thank these people enough. Okay, I'm gonna again bring up numerology calculator. Scarlett is a 26 and a 25. Is it Moffat? Is that the full name? Hang on. Well, if it is, it's a 55, but I want to make sure I'm spelling it right because I don't think I am. Yeah, oh, double F-A-double-T. I'm not spelling it right. Moffat is... Okay, and on its own, Moffat is a 36. Okay, there are the numbers. As I say, on its own doesn't particularly mean much, but yeah, I would guess this is a typical Instagram where we see the mother lifting weights while pregnant, going on runs, doing modelling, photo shoots. I mean, I'm not actually sure who Scarlett Moffat is, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's more of the same, as it were. But I may save that one for Sunday. I'm not going to go on. I won't look at it now, because I do have a couple of other subjects. Yeah, what was the other one? Right, yeah, unfortunately I couldn't find half the videos of the police talking about the woman going missing in Bristol, in my local town. Yeah, otherwise they would have made for interesting watching. If I can come across them before Sunday, I'll certainly try to. Wonderful Kate Garraway and her need to tell us all to keep using the products. Otherwise you could become as sick as this wig-wearing gentleman stood next to me. I did once ask in one of my videos, have they just switched the actor on this guy? Is it the same person? Who knows? I'm sure they could put stand-ins all over the place, left, right and centre. Right. Yes, so fortune telling, another... What do fortune tellers do? I don't want to look particularly at them. Would it be a coincidence, let's say, if you did consult a witch doctor, and that witch doctor happened to be being funded by a, say a vodka company, a company that manufactures drinks, alcohol, whiskey or something, and these company tell him, look, you're very influential, the people are queuing up to come and see you, they ring up specially to come and seek your wisdom and tell them their fortune. You wouldn't happen to mind telling them that if you drink a bit of our whiskey each day, you'll feel better for it. And if that then suddenly started becoming part of the outlooks that the witch doctors were giving you, it might be a bit concerning. As I said, I did once tell someone they were not fortune tellers at the beginning of, when was it? It was at the end of December, a week before Christmas. I did lose a close family member, and called in to be with them as they pass away, and the people who, the people who are there are just, life has been, they've given up on it. They're telling you absolutely no chance of a return, and it just seemed a strange thing. I don't know, a strange thing to hear from from people who you would think would want to give a person every chance they can. But no, they do their readings, of course. They take their, they put them in their trances, and I don't want to go too much into the medical side of things. I mean, sorry, not medical, into the methods that fortune tellers use to predict the future. How they do it is, blood always involves the blood, of course. A bit like palm readers. Of course, some palm readers will look at your hand and say, oh yeah, you've got a good lifeline, or the skin looks quite rough and sore, or whatever. So yes, these fortune tellers also may offer you a diagnosis a reading, as it were, which hopefully they're not being sponsored by too nasty a company. And for me, obviously the only place I would never put my faith in a witch doctor or a fortune teller. Always our Creator, who take the word of God over the word of a fortune teller any day of the week, absolutely, 100%. And try not to let yourself get too sucked into these people. Idol worship is no exaggeration when you look at some of the stories we see. I noticed a couple of very similar stories coming up. One with Adele, and there was another person that stopped their concert halfway through. Adele stops halfway through the concert to chat about Titanic sub with fans. Of course, make sure another opportunity to get their stories out and about. How different does this person look to Adele, say 5-10 years ago? I'm going to actually do a comparison, if that's a recent one. When did she come out? It was around, let's say 2005. This was this person, and where's the other one? Yeah, definitely got the same makeup. Wouldn't argue with that, but let's see if they got the same flappy ears. Don't know, because you can't actually see them, but who was the other one I heard? Someone stopped their concert. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to hide my screen and bring up... Where was the story? Bear with me 1 sec. Hang on, we're getting there. It was a celebrity stopped his concert so a woman could go off to the toilet. Absolute joke, of course. Let me see, where was it? I can't even remember who it was now. One of, I guess you would consider them superstars or something. Concert stopped. Pregnant woman. Does it come up? Here we go. Harry Styles. Maybe he's not a mega star. I don't really know too much about Harry Styles, but according to this, right, British singer Styles is winning hearts with his super sweet gesture during the Love on Tour show. Hang on, let's open this up a bit easier. Nope, that won't work. So I'll have to zoom in as much as I can. The Watermelon hitmaker on Tuesday stopped his concert to let a pregnant woman use the restroom. Then you've got Adele stopping her concert to talk about the submarine, although you can't actually call it a submarine by the look of it. The heartfelt moment between Styles and the woman named Shan was captured in a now viral video during... Oh, I didn't know it was a video. I want to see that. His performance. The expectant mother. Well, who cares what these people have got to say? I want to see it. Apparently, he just knew that a woman needed to go to the toilet. What was she doing? Screaming on stage that she needed a pee? And then they supposedly started quizzing her about what's the baby gonna be. But before... she admitted that she needed to take a bathroom break. Do you think they had a moon bump on? I'm going to say yes. I want to see this video. Harry Styles. Again, I misspelt the name, I know. Harry Styles. Pregnant woman. Right, how much crud is this, do we think? Okay, fake baby, by the way. Newborn baby lifts her head to see her mom. I'm not sure where this video's come from, but... Okay, of course we have to watch an advert first. Do you know, my goodness, my view count. Do you think I should just take the hint? I'm not going to take the hint. Oh, hang on. You've got to put up with... You've got to put up with 5 more Bobzee hours. Yeah, I'm afraid. Right, can we not put this into full screen? Okay, is this completely staged? Let's have a look. Can I zoom it out to a point where we can comfortably watch it? Surely there's a better version than that. YouTube. Nope. Liverpool Echo. Here we go. Right, I'll start shutting down some tabs, otherwise things start slowing down. I will, of course, share a link to this in the description. Yeah, if it's a YouTube video, I do put the links in. Gender reveal for pregnant fan. Come on, get on with it. Nope. I have great image quality.
It's a lot of pressure, Sean.
Hang on. Let me check you can actually... Okay.
You don't really want me to name it.
I believe this is after the woman came back off stage. So I'm actually curious to see where the guy stops singing mid, you know, halfway through a song and just... Okay, let's try this one then.
No, couldn't it? The mystery child. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Okay, we still haven't... This is, again, after he stopped singing. I'm going to say a load of crap. I'm going to say that was probably planned, definitely a plan.
4 options.
Goodness me, I can't listen to this clown talking.
Okay. How far along are you, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, you coming to the front.
Yeah, let's see her.
If you're not pregnant.
I want to see this pregnant person. Or maybe we don't ever see them, who knows? I'm guessing we will. Is it blatantly a man in a bump suit, do you think? Well, that's not...
Do you know what I'm going to do this one?
That's not the pregnant person, is it?
In the store. So if we go for a wee, don't wee down there. Elliot, take her for a wee, will you?
She certainly knew what camera to look at.
If you hurry up, you won't miss a thing. Okay.
Didn't look particularly pregnant to me.
Here she comes.
Yeah, as if they would stop the concert for one couple to go out. Somewhat weird, as always, with this nonsense. Right, we are approaching the end of the 19th Bobzee hour. And have we looked at modern day mediums? I hope you guys know what I mean. Now bear in mind, let me find the email I got before we go. And what YouTube originally said. 1 second. Yeah, I certainly recommend, if you do find yourself community struck, certainly worth appealing. I did think, oh, you know, I'm not going to be around for this Thursday's Bobzee hour. It would have been the 19th one I've done in a row. But yeah, they soon moved it. Sabbath breaking coronation. YouTube is safe for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think it's a mistake, you can appeal. And then, of course, they go on about YouTube doesn't allow any claims about anything that contradicts expert consensus from local health authorities. Do you mean fortune tellers? Or the World Health Organization? The people that predicted the health of the world? You're all going to get sick this year, believe me. Well, you certainly will the following year when we bring you the cure. Oh, nope, not going there. Can't go there. I certainly don't want my content being taken down for saying something inappropriate. Right, we are pretty much coming to an end. Let me just... we were a couple minutes late starting, so I'll certainly try and finish up the hour. I will say my thanks and appreciation in 1 minute. Let me see. But yeah, before we do, not many turn up this evening, but that's absolutely fine. People have got things to do on a Thursday evening, of course. So if you are watching this and you thought it was somehow worthy of a thumb up, then please, by all means, hit the thumbs up before you go, if you haven't already. And yeah, share on social media if you like, but always appreciated, of course. And yeah, I would like to show my thanks and appreciation to a few people that have supported my content. They would be Linda Mac and Jokerman on Patreon. Also Nathan Oakley, Skeptic936, Sunstar, Thunder Lightning, and Chris Brown have also shown their support for my work in their own way, so thank you to them. Yeah, links are in the description if you want to see how you can say thanks for the 19 Bobzee hours, we love the content, then yeah, there's a couple of ways you can do it. Okay, I think we're gonna start playing out in a couple of minutes. I hope I covered everything, and yeah, and and I covered the idea. You understood what I was saying about, yeah, it's best not to consult fortune tellers. I mean, if you believe, yeah, okay, that's always put your faith in our creator. Never a mistake in my experience. You are constantly rewarded for doing such a thing, for yeah, God rewards you for putting faith in him. I am convinced of that. In my experience, 100% the way it is. Right, I've only got Tony to thank tonight for tuning into the chat. Thank you ever so much. We're more or less done for the hour. When are we coming back? Sunday night. I gotta do me Sunday nights, or else I explode. 10 PM on Sunday evening. As always, before then, I will, and I certainly advise you to also at least, consider observing the Sabbath day. It is a wonderful way to structure your week. The first day the seventh day starts Friday, sundown. Just try a little challenge. Can I not go in a shop between sundown Saturday and Friday into Saturday? Can I, believe me, absolute toxic places, shops on a Saturday in my experience, I 100% do not miss them. Could not be happier about never going into a shop on a Saturday again. I remember when I just left school, I took a job at a restaurant, and those Saturdays were unbelievable. They were so busy, and not resting on them is its own rewards. However, breaking the Sabbath day is highly profitable for a lot of people. I do understand that, but sometimes you've got to do what you feel is right. For me, yeah, observance of the seventh day rest became something I could not justify not acknowledging, but I certainly don't, and I recommend everyone do the same. I can say no other thing. Okay, thank you for tuning in. I think we're gonna wrap up there. Okay, I will be back Sunday. Have a wonderful Sabbath day and great weekend, and I'll see you then. Any comments in the chat, if you're watching this after, are always appreciated. I'd love to know any feedback. Okay, I'm gonna bid you all a good night. Well, it's night in my part of the world. Alright, cheerio. Yeah, take care. Good night.